Take a look at these pills. Each one has a face carved into it.
A haunting yet beautiful and powerful new memorial.
A traveling tribute, if you will, to families hard hit by a national epidemic.
Okay, so there's something that I would like to show you. A room next door here that I would kind of remind you of what you had in your hands.
Okay.
Okay?
Let's go.
The National Safety Council created a memorial. It features 22,000 carved medicine pills, each of them bearing the face of someone who fell victim to the crisis.
22,000 pills. A new pill will be etched on site every 24 minutes.
That's how often a person in the United States dies from an overdose of prescribed painkillers.
This is somebody's daughter, this is somebody's son, this is somebody's husband, this is somebody's brother.
I get overwhelmed every time I see the wall because I was really close to being on this wall myself.
I never actually thought about my addiction too much. Now it's really making me see things more clear.
And so the biggest risk to them may be sitting in their medicine cabinet and they're not acknowledging it.
A warn me label that they can affix to their insurance card that says, hey, I want to talk about drugs that are prescribed to me.
Google. We use it for everything in our lives. Search for information, places, entertainment, literally everything. Unfortunately, many regions in Colombia are so remote that a lot of people still have no access to internet or smartphones. That's why many of them are still using legacy phones. How could we get those people closer to all the information they're missing? Introducing MyLine, a traditional telephone landline everyone can access, no matter the moment or the device.
MyLine brings the power of Google Assistant to anyone with access to a standard phone line. This inclusive technology makes search and artificial intelligence available to people without a smartphone or a computer. Using MyLine is incredibly simple. After placing a call to a regular local telephone number, the caller can ask Google Assistant a question. In just a second or two, we process the question in our custom software and connect with Google systems in the cloud. MyLine receives the response and speaks it back to the caller by phone.
¿Qué clima va a ser hoy?
Hoy va a haber 28 grados con tormenta eléctrica en Nuquí.
¿Quién descubrió América?
La reina Isabel de España permitió a Cristóbal Colón emprender un viaje en 3 carabelas, la Niña, la Pinta y la Santa María.
¿Cuándo es el partido de Colombia?
Colombia juega contra Japón el 19 de junio a las 7 de la mañana.
¿Qué ingredientes tiene el ajiaco?
3 clases de papa, pechuga de pollo o pierna pernil, mazorca, cebolla larga, guascas, aguacate y sal.
The line was promoted to encourage people to use it.
Con mi línea no va a existir ningún lugar en Colombia que no tenga acceso a la información, incluso donde no haya internet.
Now people can access information on the internet without having internet. Call in Colombia 6000-913. MyLine, a project by the Ministry of Technology and Communications of Colombia.
In the early part of the 21st century, Donald Trump had just been elected President of the United States. The American empire was in decline. After decades of global supremacy, the people had become lazy and stupid.
And if you kick
every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
The country seemed to be hanging by a thread. But then, a small card game company from Chicago, Illinois, known as Cards Against Humanity, launched a bold campaign to save America. These scrappy comedy writers would come to be hailed as saviors by the American people. They stopped Trump's border wall, solved the problem of fake news, and ended the creeping scourge of homework.
The struggle was real. Things just kept getting worse. And then it happened. Cards Against Humanity announced this crazy holiday marketing campaign, and it only cost $15.
On the first day of the campaign, Cards Against Humanity purchased acres of land on the U.S.-Mexico border and didn't build a wall on it. They retained a law firm to fight the United States government and prevent them from ever building the wall.
Everyone who signed up for the promotion was given a small portion of the land. That way together they owned it. The government would have to take them to court and fight in order to put up the wall. Now, this was just day one of the campaign. There were still 5 more days. 5 more days of incredible surprises, all for just $15.
So how did the promotion work? It was simple. People used the internet, a popular technology at the time, and typed in www.cardsagainsthumanitysavеsamerica.com to sign up. What would follow was an incredible barrage of gifts and surprises that captured the heart of a nation.
Aoleu. Reușit aproape perfect.
Drăguță, da, siluetă frumoasă, fata, dar tocurile sunt pentru alte costumații.
Nu. Cupinci, izmenii, zadii, cămașii. Așa ia ce să văd și picioarele și tot organismul, nu merită.
Ce să spun, mi se pare mult.
Ceva ieșit din comun, mamă. Doar nu a descoperit satelitul, chiar 1 miliard.
La noi nu-s prețurile astea.
Și vă cumpărați originale.
Lady Gada, vă rog să veniți în Bihor să vă alegeți hainele potrivite de aici de la noi.
Maica Grația, nu-i niciun vai. Te așteptăm la Bihor să facem cojoace împreună.
Domnul Trump, n-avem cojoarce de vândut.
A gunman opened fire, killing 17 people at a high school in Florida.
I'm going to start off by putting this price tag right here as a reminder for you guys to know how much People in Power took for every student's life in Florida.
When you take the amount of money received from the National Rifle Association and divide it by the number of students enrolled in Florida schools, it comes out to $1.05. Is that all we're worth to these politicians?
$1.05. The millions in campaign contributions accepted from the gun lobby divided by the millions of young people in Florida.
Starting a Price for Our Lives initiative in which there will be price tags made in every state so that students will know how much they're worth.
Supported by the NRA that allow the continued slaughter of our children and our future, I say get your resumes ready.
Every year, 35 million Bengali women sing and dance to celebrate the power of Goddess Durga through a national festival called Sindoor Khela. But on one condition: no single women, no widows, no LGBTQ. Because this celebration of womanhood only welcomes married women.
মা দুর্গার গালে হাত লাগাতে তো কয়েকজন মহিলা মিলে বলল তুই কি মেয়ে নাকি?
This year, the Times of India decided to change this 400-year-old tradition of rejection into a celebration of acceptance. We transformed Sindoor, a sacred symbol of marital pride, into 2 dots, a new symbol of sisterhood. We tied up with the biggest temple and invited widows, transgenders and sex workers to celebrate Sindoor Khela. Bengal's most prominent influencers came together in a digital film and urged every woman to attend the festival. And marginalized communities were invited through unique messaging on Facebook. But in a country of thousands of gods, changing a tradition is never welcome.
This is female chauvinism! I think those women should be allowed.
But nothing could stop this red wave. Thousands of women arrived at the Calcutta temple to share the 2 dots in a historic celebration. And millions poured their heart out in support. Both men and women endorsed the 2 dots as a call for inclusivity. In the process of finding cultural relevance, the Times of India became the news that other newspapers covered. Bengalis did not just embrace the movement, they made the Times of India the most read English newspaper in their 90 million strong community. But more importantly, 50 temple societies opened their doors to women, dropping all labels and conditions.
In the Pacific Ocean, there is so much plastic, an area the size of France has formed. Governments have simply ignored it. So we found a way to ensure they couldn't, by turning the country-sized trash patch into an official country.
Les trash isles.
Pour trash isles.
À la isla de plástico.
Des îles poubelles
Introducing the trash isles. On World Oceans Day, the Plastic Oceans Foundation and LADBIBE submitted an application to the United Nations to recognise the Trash Isles as an official country, because under the laws of the UN, other countries are then obliged to clean it up.
Declared the part of the ocean where all the trash is gathered, the plastic, the trash isles. Has the petition been received, and what's your take on it?
I think it's a very innovative and creative way to bring attention to a problem that is often not seen
Having met the criteria to become a country, the Trash Isles began recruiting citizens online. In the first few weeks, we had more citizens than some countries. The Trash Isles had everything an official country needs. A currency called debris, a passport for new citizens, and a national flag. We even had big-name celebrities signing up.
I think this is the first honorary citizenship I've had from any emerging nation.
Thank you very much.
Trash Isles citizenship.
Trash Isles. Trash Isles.
Some even took on official roles.
I'm Judi Dench, the Trash Isles Queen.
I will be the best secretary of your defense that I can.
With over 200,000 citizens, 50 million video views, and 500 million people reached, the Trash Isles put the plastic problem firmly on the map.
I will make reference to the Trash Isles from here on out.
The biggest battle for patients suffering from fatal disorders like ALS, MNDs, and spinal cord injuries is the simple act of communication.
कितनी बार वो हमें कुछ बताना चाहते हैं, but हम वो समझ नहीं पाते.
For these patients and their families, the basic methods of communication are very tedious, and the high-tech assistive tools unaffordable. Eyes are the only part of their bodies that don't betray them till the very end. So we created Blink to Speak, the world's first eye language by Asha A. Cope Foundation and Noor-Jin Hospital. With 50 simple eye movements, patients can express all their needs and desires. The eye language has 8 alphabets. Using multiple easy combinations of these alphabets, patients can say yes, no, I'm not okay, and some important messages like call the doctor, danger, entertainment, and I love you. The book is available for free on the Blink to Speak, Asha A. Cope and Noor-Jin websites.
Blink to Speak is an amazing innovation which will not just help our patients, but help patients all over the world.
Noor-Jin Hospital also conducts free training sessions for patients, caregivers, and their staff. Blink to Speak has reached over 3 million people. It has been discussed, applauded, and shared, and also endorsed by the International Association of ALS and ALS India. Blink to Speak has given a new hope to patients, their families, and doctors.
Blink to Speak is going to break all the barriers of communication and set people free from all the limits of paralysis.
1, 2, 3, yes.
Blink to Speak, the world's first eye language.
In the Dominican Republic, 37% of women get married before turning 18 and 12% before their 15th birthday. To make matters worse, the law actually allows it, but a big part of the country is blind to this reality. UNICEF asked for our help to make this a matter of national interest and demand action from the government to change the law. To make this a reality, we turned to the most watched media and TV content in the country, telenovelas or soap operas, and created one of the first Dominican ones, a 10-episode story about love, but not the usual kind. It was about the lusty love of an adult man living with an underage girl and the raw violence and abuse that followed, all while her family was unable to do anything about it. The show premiered with an integrated campaign, and the episodes aired during primetime in the most important TV networks and on the internet right after. Indignation and anger were the public's immediate reaction, to the point that viewers demanded to have the soap opera taken off the air. After we revealed that these were real-life stories, things started to take a turn, and each episode became a war cry for change. TV and radio shows echoed our messages.
Para que se prohíba el matrimonio en República Dominicana hasta los 18 años sin excepciones.
And celebrities, along with tens of thousands of Dominicans, took the cause as their own. Congressmen spoke publicly about the necessity to modify the law.
Eso es evitar que nuestros adolescentes asuman ya una responsabilidad conyugal.
Para comenzar a erradicar el matrimonio infantil en nuestro país.
And even the vice president got involved.
Infantil está vinculado a la
fuerte desigualdad de género.
The time to pass a new law for a new era was finally here, a huge first step in the battle against child marriage and in favor of a better future, not only for the girls, but also for the country. The war soap opera became proof that when we finally see the problem, we can begin to do something about it.
Oh Gott, jetzt habe ich Angst.
Ja. Puh. Hallo.
Das ist cool, mit dem Hasen zu sprechen. Hi.
Was bedeutet denn für dich Freiheit?
Freiheit ist ja wohl das höchste Gut.
Schau dich um.
Ja, das fühlt sich frei an, ja.
So fühlt sich Gefangenschaft an. Ausgeliefert.
Nein, das ist schlimm.
Stell dir vor, das ist dein Leben.
Sag nicht in einem Labor.
Doch. Hast du schon mal jemanden verloren?
Ja, mein Hund.
Ich habe auch schon Freunde verloren. Ich würde dir gern zeigen, wo.
Okay.
Ich habe sie hier verloren.
Oh Gott.
Oh Gott. Oh mein Gott, da ist Blut.
Isst du Tiere?
Oh, das ist mir peinlich.
Weißt du, Jala, ich bin überzeugt. Die meisten Menschen sind von Grund auf gut. Nur...
Sie vergessen das.
Man muss irgendwann mal vielleicht anfangen, ne?
Ja. Und wann fängst du an?
Heute.
Die Tierschutzorganisation PETA hat eine immersive Virtual Reality Show entwickelt.
Das kann ja keiner privat zu Hause im Umfeld mit VR erleben, deswegen extrem stark.
Wow, ach, da liegt wirklich ein Umschlag.
Danke für deine Zeit. Uns alle verbindet so viel mehr und wir alle haben nur dieses eine kurze Leben.
ايش الحال؟
موجوعة كتير.
بعرف يا قلبي، بعرف وحياة الله بعرف، يلا بس انت بطل ما هيك، ها؟ يقبرني البطل.
انت جاي يا ماما.
جاي يا قلبي جاي وحياتك جاية هلا بتوصل. طيب زاري وين رايحين؟
لوين؟
رايحين لمطرح ما خلقتك.
عن جد؟
ايه وحياتك رح اشيل لك الوجع كله يا قلبي. ريا ماشي الحال؟
أنا كتير تعبان.
بعرف يا قلبي والله بعرف يا حبيبي، يلا وصلنا. لا قلبي ما تنامي فتحي عينيك طلعي فيي. طلعي فيي ريا بنغني غنية؟ يلا عندي بيسي اسمها سيسي. ريا حبيبي لا ما تنامي يعني وصلنا ريا حبيبي حكوا كل شيء يا قلبي هاي نبي وصلنا. اوكي ريا حبيبي ريا
Hail and salutations. I'm Merlinda the Wizard, an imaginary friend of a kid just like you. I know you were recently diagnosed and might be feeling confused, overwhelmed, angry, sad, or maybe all of the above. That's completely fair. But the one thing that you should never feel is that this is your fault. Wizards know a lot about everything, so believe me when I tell you that nothing you did caused the cancer. It's just something that happens to people. And not just people. Cancer can happen to animals, fish, even birds. Hey, he's our friend! We don't know if aliens get it, but they might. Okay, put me down. Now for the big question. What comes next? Well, right now your body is bravely fighting the cancer, but it's going to need a bit of help. And guess what? You've got an army of the very best doctors, nurses, and scientists fighting with you. These guys have been training their whole lives to kick cancer's butt. And they've got the coolest, strongest, most awesome technology on their side. Whoa, is that a hover tank? I know the road ahead feels long and scary, but you're stronger than you know. You're even stronger than Eugene over here, and he literally eats rocks. Very impressive, Eugene. Ogres are so dramatic. So, just keep being the brave kid you are and listen to your doctors. Above all, know that you are not alone. Your friends, doctors, and family will always be with you every step of the way. Oh, and all of us too.
I am 5 years old. I follow grandfather to the farm and watch what he's doing. I am 9 years old. I never want to leave this place. I always help my grandfather in the market.
Never know when you're body now. About Boduku, a struck by the review. Yes, yeah.
When I left home with my uncle, I didn't see my grandparents anymore. The first time I went on the lake, I wanted to escape, but I didn't know the way. Told me my grandfather came for me, but he could not find me. My uncle said, "You forget about your grandfather." And he said, "Those are the people who comes for small boys."
Oli, one get him. Oli, mambo dale chiamelo.
So when they come, I should jump into the water and swim away.
Oli.
Ancora, dai, ancora. Ancora.
Non connais Oli.